Did you miss me? So, for 3 months I've been gone. I have not been on YouTube, but I'm back, guys. I'm back with waking up at 5 a.m. for a week. And you might be wondering, why am I putting myself through this torture? But the reason is, guys, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. for school. No problem. But now because of uni, I'm even struggling to wake up at 6 or 7. And I never thought this would be me. So I need to prove to myself I can do this. Plus, I've seen all those kinds of videos of like waking up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. for a week. And I'm like, come on. This cannot be hard. Light work, no reaction. I can do this. But the main reason, right? The reason you're watching this video, the reason I am doing this is because of this book I read back in grade 7 called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. And basically what he does, he takes us to his like productive morning routine, takes us to his day, how he plans out his day and everything. And I want to apply this formula in the book, the 20-20-20 formula. We say that the first 20 minutes after waking up, you're going to exercise. Then the next 20 minutes, that's for reflection. And the last 20 minutes, that's going to be for learning. And I just want to prove to myself that I can do it. And I will see it through. Because I am that girl. And I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me, and anything I set my mind to. So just come with me on this journey for a week. Monday to Friday, waking up at 5 a.m. It is officially 4:53, if you can see that. And yeah, I just want to go brush my teeth and possibly make my bed if there's still time, because right now all I have is my winter blanket on it. I need to put the sheets and everything, so let's go do that. The time is 4:58, so I need to start sitting up. I want to take it light today, so I'm only going to be doing stretches, and then again over the week I'll try getting more into Pilates like I've wanted to be doing. But I think, you guys, this is gonna be like the first time of me using my mat, and I bought it in like Jan. That is actually so sad. That is so sad, guys. What? It's either gonna be the first or the second time. We are gonna be going with this one. Stretch and feel good. Let's start. You know, what's crazy for me to think, actually I feel good after that stretch, but at some point in my life, I used to journal. Like if I had to go through this book, I started journaling for April, and then I was consistent for April, and then May. By the time June came about, I was not consistent at all, and I'm saying the last time I journaled was November. So I want to see if this habit is going to make a comeback or it's not. So I'm still using the same journal book that I used last year, because like this, it has a lot of pages. So I'm gonna take it from there and see actually if this is for me again. I went like 5 minutes of the time prepping for exercising, so right now it's 1:45. I'm gonna finish at 5 past. Guess what book we are reading? You know, my mom bought me this book back in 2023, and I was like, I'm not gonna do this book, I'm not gonna read this book. And my grandma was saying I should read this book and all those things, and I think I read one chapter. I even forgot what happened in that chapter, but let's hope I learned something, because that's the whole point of this 20-minute session. So let me not waste time. Let me get into it, and I will see. Is this the one? Is Michelle Obama cooking? Is she cooking? Maybe she is. Maybe she's not. There's a lot I still don't know about America, about life, about what the future might bring. But I do know myself. My father, Fraser, taught me to work hard, laugh often, and keep my word. My mother, Marian, showed me how to think for myself and to use my voice. Together in a cramped apartment on the south side of Chicago, they helped me see the value in our story. in my story, in the larger story of our country, even when it's not pretty or perfect, even when it's not real than you want it to be, the stories which you have and which you always have, it is something to own. I feel like to some extent I understand that, because like when you're treated like as this big deal, when you're treated bigger than you are, as much as you wanna be egotistic, as much as you wanna take advantage of that, sometimes you need to be grounded and remember you're still a person. And I feel she was grateful. A little bit the fact that she can still be a person after Barack not being president anymore. The fact that she can still be a person even after being this great figure, which she still is. And then also in the introduction, she was talking about like how she was anxious and how, you know, just like all these things like, oh, I'm releasing this new book. But yeah, I feel like it's just made me see her more human. Not that I don't want to say I idolized her. I never idolized her, but I did see as well Michelle Obama, like the demeanor in which she speaks and all that. I was like, oh, okay. She's like this woman, she has this like certain caliber. And then now seeing this again, it's like reel me back. I'm also a person that's like, don't glorify celebrities and all of that. But this was good to read. This was good to read. I am left with 3 minutes for food for thought. I think in those 3 minutes, I am learning, but I need to make my bed. I need to put the sheets on my bed because I haven't done that. So let me do that. I thought I was gonna go on a walk today. I really thought so. I have to. So I'm gonna go brush my teeth and change and try going for a walk. I know it's early in the morning, but it's time to get that movement in, despite it being so early. I do want to say it's so weird being out at this time because it's so quiet. It's so quiet. The sun is not up. Like, I saw like one car in the parking. And I'm like, oh, this is weird. This is like horror movie type beat. But like, when you think about it, it's calmful. It's peaceful. And I'm just happy to get my steps in, man. Now I'm gonna get my steps in. We're halfway there. I started late. I started at 10 past, so it's only 20 past right now. But we're halfway there. We're halfway there. We are starting today with a new chapter. Well, it's basically just the first chapter of Becoming. Well, the last few days, I've been feeling okay. After I woke up, I've been feeling okay. I can do this. There's no one of the days. I am very, really tired, but I'll push through it because, you know, I set out to do something and I will accomplish it. I will finish it. So that's what I'm gonna do. So right now, I'm gonna start a Pilates morning. Finally starting a Pilates morning. Gonna go on the mat and just exercise. It is very, very cold. I thought I'll change intensity, but it is very, very cold. Like, I'm trying to be as warm as possible. So excuse me for exercising my pajamas, but hey, it's life. So let me just stop doing that. I don't want to come up here and learn. Today's learning is sponsored by my Zen practical that I have. Zen is zoology for people that don't know. But the Zen practical that I have later today, and I need to be actually knowing and knowing like what is the species name, what is the fitting name, and all those things. So I just want to get the foundation okay, because this night was making sense. And I just want to solidify that because again, I'm later today and then my brain can solidify that. And it's not like it's a crime to be sending about schoolwork. So I'm gonna start those 20 minutes. Can I do that right now? The urge to sleep and just go back to bed is so strong, but it's not about what I want. It's not about what I want. It's about actually doing this. It's about looking for me to so I can do this. So I need to go and take a walk because it's one of those late days. So I do have time to like take a walk. So I think let me get changed. I do have warm clothes, so I know I can do it. So let's get ready. So I'm seeing one other person came out to jog, which is like, oh, okay, goals. But it is kind of trippy seeing someone else at this time. I wonder if they notice me or if they think I'm just a black figure walking in the dark. Anyway, but hey, dog is making me feel good. I woke up like really grumpy, not wanting to do this, and now, okay, I'm getting into the hang of it. So let me try reaching my checkpoint, my 10-minute checkpoint, and then I come back to walk 10 minutes back to my room. Right now I will not be reading Becoming. I actually wanna like listen to the podcast. Like I listen to this history podcast. Like I love history, yes. I love history so much. So I realized I haven't been doing that. So right now I wanna go back to doing that for this like learning period.
Triggered by electric switches. But there have been some technical issues. Kettle drums were not the surprise.
20 minutes later.
There's like two main things I've learned about Napoleon. Number one, he's a warhead. Number two, he's like a lover boy, man. Like Napoleon, like he was a great like soldier. Like he was working hard, fighting hard. Because by the time he was in his 20s, I think he was like a general. So he was a very young general. He got a lot of military accolades quickly when he was young. And I feel like that's quick success can also be a quick downfall. Because now later in his life, right, as emperor and all those things, now he's starting to lose battles, he's taking a toll on him, like his ego, his pride, and he's still trying to like be like a stable figure and not make his like military and give up, you know. So there's that. And he's just prone to like, as much as he likes making alliances and for that security, for that safety, he's also someone that like he can just go to war so easily. Like today, if you told him, hey, Napoleon, something like that, needs to fight, he will go to war. And he's that type of person. And also he's a lot in the sense that he's very desirous of Josephine. Long time. She was also 19 when they got married. And like these two, at first they was like loving coffee, and then they both just broke away from each other. Both had their own like people they committed adultery with, basically. They both just had their own side pieces over there. And then eventually the marriage ended. Mind you, at this time, he hasn't secured his like sovereign rule because he hasn't produced an heir. He only has illegitimate heirs from the mistresses, right? He cool, then he divorces Josephine. And finally now, he marries into Mary Antoinette's family. That is the same family that like basically brought upon things, because Mary Antoinette married King Louis, right? And then obviously the French Revolution happened in their rule. So he married into the same family that was usurped, right? Fine. And mind you, at this time he's 42, he finally divorced Josephine. They've been together for many years. And the prince that he marries of Austria, he's 19. I'm like, what? And he's like, whatever. But he does it because obviously he wants like, Napoleon wants peace between Austria and French. So obviously now the princess is like, let's do it for peace. And he does. So that happens. And then, at least finally a year later, he's now producing, well, they've both now produced an A. So now his like rule as emperor feels secure. But it was a long time coming, just for that. And he's still in like the midst of starting something new with Britain. So it's like, when does he raise? Because if he's not busy with all these goals, all these state affairs, this is like marital affairs, this is love affairs. So it's like, bro, this is okay. Are you okay? Like, what's going on? Take a break. But I was really now, so yeah, like 51 or something, and that's not really, I don't know, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. It's easy to learn, but like, it's questionable. I'm a very questionable man. Right now, I'm just gonna get ready to do Pilates. I'm using the same instructor, but I think this one will be easier because I didn't notice last time I was doing an ab blast because my abs are dying. they were dying. Okay, so I'm gonna just get ready for that and then continue the rest of my routine as usual. I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel so bad. I feel like I'm ready to journal and ready to like write down my pen. Yeah, so far so good. So I think we're gonna end on a high this weekend. Not this weekend, this week. Back on our Michelle Obama ground. Last time she was talking about her experience, like growing up, you know, her brother and her family, and basically her grandma teaching her piano and all those things. So we'll see what we learn today for the next 20 minutes. Becoming Michelle Obama. It's actually a pretty good book. It's for a person that doesn't read nonfiction. It's like she wrote pretty well. Now that I'm an adult, I realize that kids know at a very young age when they're being devalued. When adults aren't invested enough to help them learn, the anger of it can manifest itself as angriness. It's hardly their fault. They aren't bad kids. They're just trying to survive bad circumstances. And I feel like that's so rude because as a kid, you can actually tell. Like, and it's like, I'm not taking it seriously. And it can actually hurt you. It can actually hurt you. Like, growing up as an invalid, growing up as an invalid, I was going to say that. And it's like, kids notice things as much as adults think they don't. Kids notice things. So I just really like that part. And then as I finished the last sentence, it was just basically talking about how she'd go with her brother to play on the playground, and then there'd be this girl that constantly just kept picking at her. And then one day she was like, I need to do something about this. And she threw a punch that she learned from her dad. And then eventually they were broken up. And she's like, I might have not become friends with Didi. That was the person she was fighting. But at least I earned her respect. And I'm like, oh, crap. Like, the way she was going, like, blowing up, she's like, I know I can't keep on doing this. I'm gonna have to, earn her respect, but no, I'm gonna have to reconcile or just not go to the park anymore. And she decided on throwing a punch. That's crazy. I didn't expect that. But we finally reached the end of the week. Good reads, good exercise, good not meditation, but good journaling as well. And I'm glad that you stuck with me. I am glad to finally be done with the 5 a.m. club. Will I continue with it? I don't know about waking up at 5 a.m. But I do know about being consistent waking up at 6 a.m. But maybe once in a while, waking up at 5 a.m. wouldn't be bad to do this. But just thank you for sticking with me. You've been a real one. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.